If you want to know how to visualize clearly and effectively, you probably already have a vision statement written. You do have a vision statement written by hand, don't you? If the answer is no, then I'm here to suggest that your visualization is probably neither clear nor complete, and that could mean you're struggling a lot more than necessary to achieve your goals. So if you're still not living the life you want, study this video carefully. You're about to learn how to visualize images in your mind in a way that will make it impossible not to become the architect of your dreams and fantasies. Even better, you'll also learn how to be the builder of your success. Let's dive in. Far too many people think that visualization is about seeing clear pictures in their minds. Not only is this single sensory form of dreaming your way to success extremely limited, it also fails to really help you access all levels of your experiential brain. Instead, you want to tap into every possible sensation that you can muster. That's why I want you to memorize this simple acronym, Cogs. These are the 8 most powerful senses of multisensory visualization I know: kinesthetic, auditory, visual, emotional, conceptual, olfactory, gustatory, and spatial. Every time you visualize images, make sure you're also feeling, smelling, tasting, hearing, and emotionally experiencing your goal. A written vision statement is a simple 2 to 5 page declaration of what you want to achieve in your own words. Words are just as visual to your brain as images, with each word acting like an interpretable picture at the conceptual level. Plus, by writing out your vision, you symbolically and literally signal to your brain that you value your goals. You see yourself taking action, and it becomes a lived experience. Plan to write out multiple vision statements. It is a repeatable activity, and each time you do it, it will serve you well. And if you could do me a favor and help me achieve my vision of helping millions of people around the world, get subscribed if you're new here and enable notifications. That's important because it helps me keep helping you. And for the love of memory, hit that thumbs up. It helps the Magnetic Memory Method family train the robots so that they never forget to help us keep reminding humans like you how to use the memory tradition. In case we haven't met before, this is Dr. Anthony Metivier, and I hope you join us and study consistently, because the more you do, the better your mental adventure becomes. And to really amp things up, let's talk about mind mapping next. A mind map might not seem like visualization, but it is. Here you will use a combination of words and drawings to let yourself conjure up your goals at a glance. I was very fortunate to learn mind mapping directly from Tony Buzan. In fact, I mind mapped the Magnetic Memory Method mission under his personal tutelage back in 2016 and still followed the vision we laid out to help inspire learners around the world. I find this approach very useful because mind maps are big, colorful, and you can place them in your work area. This keeps you focused on the goal and helps ensure you never forget what you're working to achieve. If you'd like to learn more about mind mapping, including how it can be combined with a memory palace, please check out our entire playlist devoted to the topic on this channel. To use this technique, which is similar to mind mapping, open a Word document and search for images that represent your goals. In the example you see on the screen, I made it my vision to publish multiple books, travel the world, and play in a band. So I added images that represented these outcomes. Within a few short months, using a combination of all the techniques you're learning now, I was out on the road, and I've never looked back since. The trick is to print out a couple of copies and keep them where you can see them. You don't always have to visualize in your imagination to get in some of the most profound visualization practice you'll ever experience. 2. Experience a visualization meditation. Sit on the floor, on the side of your bed, or on a chair. Close your eyes and bring your goal to mind using Cogs. I like to go through each experiential mental image in that exact order because it's easy to remember the stack. For example, if you want to master playing a musical instrument and have learned how to memorize a song, start with kinesthetic sensations. That means you might imagine the feeling of holding your instrument or the stage beneath your feet as you step in front of an audience. Then hear the music flowing out of you. See the stage next, including the lights, the audience, and your fellow musicians. Let the emotions roll through you and carry on with the rest. Powerful stuff, isn't it? Add a walking meditation to the mix and other varieties I teach in The Victorious Mind, How to Master Memory, Meditation, and Mental Well-Being, and watch the results unfold. When I was learning how to visualize effectively, journaling was key. In fact, I still journal a perfect present vision statement nearly every day. It typically goes like this. I wake up healthy and strong. The worth of my being is great. I live in joy and abundance. I meditate, exercise, and eat well. I write and play music every day in joy and abundance. Again, writing things out makes your action visible to you, and you can run through Cogs as you write out your daily vision statement. Just a quick run through these multi-sensory dimensions keeps my goals tangible and inspiring. I'm sure you'll find it works the same for you too, with a bit of practice. Now, in case you're wondering, not only is writing out a vision statement scientifically viable, research groups at schools like Notre Dame have been using texts formalized by other sciences and researchers going back to 1988 to help with their own visualizations. And on the matter of research, here's the thing I urge all serious learners to understand. The research of others is interesting, but you've got to take action on it. So please remember Metivier's razor. Less than 90 days of study and practice of almost any accelerated learning technique does not deserve the phrase, "I tried." You might want to commit that one to memory and visualize yourself completing a 90-day training challenge. It will probably help with the next suggestion. I took a snapshot of this Japanese proverb outside of a cafe in Vancouver, British Columbia. Vision without action is daydream, action without vision is nightmare. In reality, there's nothing wrong with daydreaming so long as you're willing to accept the suffering that comes from not achieving realistic goals. That's why we need to break our goals down into milestones and individual steps or micro actions we can take. These need to be charted out over time. As much as possible, these steps should be automated or optimized so they take place without the need for willpower or motivation. For example, every week I release new blog posts, videos, and podcasts. There's a system behind how everything happens. It's not exactly flexible, but not rigid either. It just serves the needs of my vision statement for the magnetic memory method. And I plan and replan as you should too, including the time to meditate and visualize using Cogs. One last tip. A lot of people visualize goals beyond their abilities. For example, I am in no way accepting a limiting belief when I realize that I'm not going to become a world-famous musician. My musical competence was good enough to play on quite a few stages in quite a few bands and do some recording, but I'm just not going to put in the time and effort to reach that next level. And that's why when I worked to visualize clearly what I wanted to achieve musically, I placed it within the realm of what I could actually accomplish. That way, my efforts to join a band and get out on the road were not wasted. I could learn songs quickly and perform them to a decent standard. But my psoriatic arthritis flared while I was on the road. No amount of visualization was going to make my hands performance ready for recording on the album with the outside I'd been preparing to produce with them. But I could help out with the lyrics and even write a short vocal cameo I had on the album. In other words, I didn't give up on the vision. I pivoted. Sometimes you can visualize beyond your competence. For example, I'm a decent writer, and it was great that I could get The Victorious Mind to #1 in 3 bestseller categories on Amazon as an independent author. But I don't want to be independent forever, so I have to visualize with radical honesty based on my existing competence and my dream of having a traditional publisher help with a book that will reach a larger audience. Then I have to visualize all the skills I need to add in order to reach that next level and write them out. Next comes the plan with all the milestones and individual micro actions. Finally, all the visualization steps we've talked about today are needed to make everything as clear and doable as possible. And it's clear to me that the #1 thing I need to expand is reaching out to editors and mastering relationship building with them. Sure, all of this takes mental strength, but it's worth pursuing every ounce of grit you can get and using Cogs to really make it multisensory. And so I ask you to let me know in the comments, what can you do to visualize your existing competence related to your bigger goals right now? Never forget, every moment you aren't taking action and visualizing based on the strongest possible multisensory models, you are leaving behind so much of life's precious riches. Hopefully by now you have more than a few solid ideas that will make your visualizations clearer than ever before. And if I'm missing any, let me know in the comments. I'll visualize them into the mix for a future video. Thanks as ever to our channel members, and please consider supporting this channel by clicking the join button below this video. And if you really want to take your visualization skills to the next level, consider watching our entire playlist on mind mapping for better memory next.